Welcome back, it's Dr. Somji. We're going to go through the 10 most weirdest skincare ingredients that you can find in your skincare at the moment. First one is snail mucus. Now, a lot of you might not eat snails. I've tried snails when I went to Paris. I mean, it was okay. It was mixed with a lot of garlic, which kind of distracted me from the fact that I was eating a snail, but I wouldn't really eat them again. Apparently, in snail mucin creams are really popular. You've got one called Cosary Advanced, which a lot of patients that I see buy this. It's mainly derived on the fact that within snail mucin, so that little trail that snails leave as they go from one place to another, it contains a lot of proteins, elastin, glycerin, hyaluronic acid naturally, as well as copper peptides. So that snail mucin is taken into the lab. All of these ingredients are basically extracted and then put into cosmeceuticals that you can use on your skin. Now, those ingredients are great for improving collagen, helping with skin barriers, antioxidant effects, as well as kind of keeping the moisture within the skin. So it's probably, the theory is good from them, but I guess that, you can get these types of ingredients kind of a lot easier without actually chasing a snail around and looking for their trails. I also looked into the environmental aspect as well as the animal cruelty aspect of it. So, a lot of this snail mucin is derived in let's say a more of a less harmful way. There's a number of interesting ways that they do. You've got little snails on almost like assault courses, like a bumpy assault course, which they allow snails to move around naturally, and then they pick up the trails afterwards, which is kind of weird. Even in Italy, when you look at a lot of Italian products that have snail mucin in them, they put the snails in almost like a hot tub, so a mini hot tub, like a water immersion bath that stimulates them to produce a lot more of the mucin, and they can safely extract it from there. I mean, guys, it's weird. Like, you can use other products just simply that have glycerin from easier places that you can get glycerin from. I mean, I think it's a fad, and I personally wouldn't use snail mucus on my face. Second one is gold. Gold from the early times, from the Egyptian times, has got this kind of mythical properties. Colloidal gold can help repair skin. It can help in terms of antibacterial elements, as well as boosting circulation as well. So there's many different benefits that you can get from gold. The only thing that you've got really is that, look, there's a number of different products that have it. You've got these gold drops that you can buy. Charlotte Tilbury, in her products, has gold in there, as well as a host of other things such as rubies and all these sorts of things. They're great to write on pack. People always associate gold with luxury. But the thing is there's a number of different other products that can be antibacterial. There's a number of things like AHAs, BHAs. You've got things that boost circulation. You've got things like caffeine, which is really cheap and easy to put in, that boosts circulation, other than gold. And I think that when you have gold in products, suddenly the price goes up, because it's linked to the price of gold, I guess. So colloidal gold is a nice thing that you can use. If you've got the budget for it, you can use gold within your skincare. There was this kind of phase and fad back in probably 5 years ago, where people were putting gold masks onto their face, gold leaf masks. Really, it didn't really make much difference. You can just put hyaluronic acid on your skin and probably it will boost the skin. So gold has a place in skincare for, let's say, more luxury element, but really, is it going to be doing more than a retinol for your skin? No. Third ingredient, which actually kind of sounds weird, but is used in a lot of products, are oats. So, we normally eat oats in the morning. It's normally part of our breakfast. So why are we going to put it on our skin? Well, actually, oats derived in skincare, made into skinceuticals, can really hydrate, nourish the skin, reduce dryness, reduce itching and redness. So colloidal oatmeal is a fantastic ingredient. You've got the oat cleansing balm, which is probably one of the most popular cleansing balms within the world. And you've also got Aveeno, which is completely oat-based, and I use on my hands as a great cream because it prevents drying of my knuckles, because I wash my hands 100 times a day in the clinic. And it's great for people that have eczema, psoriasis. So it's a great ingredient that you wouldn't necessarily think, but I think has a real place within skincare. Fourth one is placenta. Now, the biologic research cream placenta was really popular. It got a lot of press. These type of placenta creams use kind of human and animal placentas, mainly because they derive a number of different ingredients from there. So proteins can be derived from there, minerals, amino acids, all of these things that can stimulate the skin to produce more collagen, help improve kind of growth factor production, and can help with the skin barrier. But you know what? Are you really gonna put somebody's placenta on your face? I feel uncomfortable with that. Most placenta serums are derived from sheep. They're harvested, they're purified, but you know what? There's no scientific evidence to say that these placental derived serums actually do anything. And even if there are a few studies that are not well constructed, they're actually funded by the companies that make placenta serums, so I don't really trust it so much. But they don't really produce enough collagen in comparison to something like a retinol. So why would you use it? You've got many other different types of growth factors that are a little bit more, let's say, not safer would be a bad word, but a little bit more normal that you can use. So when I see placenta-based serums, I just ask myself, where's it from? Is it from human placenta? Is it from animal placenta? I don't necessarily want to be putting these things onto my skin because actually you're paying a high cost for formulation cost and laboratory cost to purify these things, and you're not really going to be getting the benefit from them. Number 5, fish scales. So the actual ingredient in question is guanine, which are like shimmering, like almost like little crystals that you can normally find actually within nail polishes. You can also find it within makeup and certain skincare that might give you that little bit of a shimmery glow. It's not going to damage the skin, but it's not really going to do so much for it. But if you want to have that little bit more of a glowing texture, maybe you can use it. I think it's completely safe to be using on nails, and there's no reported studies saying that these kind of guanine crystals can damage the skin. But if a product's marketing that has got it in there, I probably wouldn't use it because you can use different ingredients that will give you a better result. The next one is product 6, bee venom. Now, I first heard about bee venom because Victoria Beckham apparently used to use it. And actually, there's a number of different clinical trials that can actually say that, well, bee venom does improve collagen. So they've actually got a few good studies. It's got a lot of press behind it and a lot of budget. So if you're going to do a study on something, bee venom, yeah, it does improve collagen. But I always look at kind of things like animal cruelty. I think it's really important when you're deriving these active ingredients from living things that you're not causing a problem. So we actually looked at this and we researched and we actually asked bee venom suppliers how they actually derive the venom from the bees without the bees dying. And they told us that, look, when the stinger gets stuck within whoever the bee is stinging or what it's stinging, and when the stinger is destroyed or impaired, the bee essentially dies. So what they do, they take a glass, they charge it with a small electrical current, and actually the bee stings the glass, but the actual bee stinger is in place. So the bee is allowed to live fantastically without causing any problems to the bees. Now, you do all this effort to get this bee venom, and then you're saying, well, actually, it must be a magical ingredient. Well, look, with bee sting venom and bee venom products, they do have a scientific basis in there. They actually inhibit MMP, which is matrix metalloproteinases. These are enzymes within your body that reduce collagen. So they're involved in collagen reduction. So they promote collagen synthesis, i.e. production of collagen. So they stop essentially your skin from breaking down, and there's numerous different benefits that they're actually researching. So I think it's an interesting one. I would want to wait a few more years for more studies to come out. But if you're using it and you swear by it, maybe continue using it. Okay, the next one is coffee. So, coffee sponsors all my videos. Maybe Gals is the nearest coffee shop, nice coffee. If you drink coffee, there's multiple antioxidant benefits. But what about coffee on the surface of the skin? So there's actually studies that prove that coffee seed oil increases collagen and elastin. So collagen is that essential ingredient that we need and that our skin produces to obviously help with nice skin formation, giving you a little bit more plumpness within the skin, reducing fine lines and wrinkles, as well as elastin, which helps with the elastic nature of our skin. We lose elasticity as we get older and the skin sags. So if you've got something that promotes both of these things, it's pretty good. We know that coffee is a natural antioxidant, but if you look specifically at the studies, the actual efficacy of coffee seed oil is very similar to hyaluronic acid. So, we've got hyaluronic acid within even micellar water, hyaluronic acid gel-based cleansers. Hyaluronic acid is really quite cheap to formulate, and if you've got something like coffee seed oil, you're gonna have more of a price on it. So I'd rather go for hyaluronic acid based products and drink coffee, because hey, there's actually evidence that if you drink coffee, it's a great antioxidant. There's even a nice study that looked at that if you drink coffee on a daily basis, you're less likely to even have things like kind of skin cancers such as melanomas. So there's multiple benefits. So stick to drinking coffee, don't put it on your skin, use hyaluronic acid instead. The next one is bone marrow, which is really interesting because running a clinic that focuses on what we call regenerative treatments, those things that stimulate collagen and elastin, rather than putting in kind of implants and things that sit underneath the skin for long periods of time. I'm really interested in things like this. So one of the brands that I've been introduced to that has essentially bone marrow derived growth factors within it is the anti-age range. So it tends to be an in-clinic range. It's at a more of an expensive price point, but it fits within this regenerative element. A lot of people ask me, well, where are you getting this bone marrow from within the products? Well, the company tells us that it's actually derived from young human volunteers. Let's take a step back. These guys are 19 to 20 years old, fit and healthy, that essentially give samples of their bone marrow. They're paid very well for it, I'm told, and it's not done in obviously a cruel way, and they're volunteers for this. They give a sample of this bone marrow. This bone marrow is then taken to a laboratory, and that bone marrow concentrate, they add different things to it that stimulate it to produce growth factors. And then they take the growth factors and remove all of the stem cells from there. So you've got no human components within that skincare, but it's growth factors that are essentially produced by humans. And if you put that on the surface of the skin, it will signal your skin to produce things like collagen, elastin, all of the great things that you can get from in-clinic, like PRP, PRF, things like fat, stem cells. It gives you this similar result in a more of a stable way that you can use at home. So that's pretty cool. A lot of people worry about using kind of like essentially what I call DNA, so animal products onto the skin, but because this is made in a lab and all of that is removed, you've actually got some amazing human-derived growth factors that will really work very well on your skin. And actually, in clinic, I do see some incredible results from this range, so it's worth looking at. Thing 9 is chili. Now, I was watching the World Cup last night, some football. I was eating some chili in my curry. It's quite nice, it opens up blood vessels, improves circulation. Is there a role in skincare? Well, I've seen some chili oils used in skincare. Capsaicin is the active ingredient. We know that when I look at studies looking at capsaicin, most of the things that we look at is improving circulation. If you improve circulation within skincare, you'll get more growth factors going to the skin. You actually improve the amount of collagen that are produced as well. But let's see, most of the studies actually are more on muscle relief because it desensitizes neuroreceptors. So if you've got pain, capsaicin can really help with pain. If you've got muscle pain, if you've got an injury, it'll improve the circulation. I don't think it's really got a very firm role within skincare. It's more for like pain relief, helping with joint pain and things like that to improve circulation. So there's other things that you can use to improve the circulation within the skin. So really chili, again, either belongs in a curry or if you've got a muscle injury. Number 10 It's CBD. Everyone talks about CBD. It was probably the most popular skincare product from 2019 to 2020 in terms of trending. And it looks like it's here to stay. And people always say to me, well, does CBD actually work on the skin? Well, CBD works on cannabinoid receptors. You've got two different types of cannabinoid receptors within the skin, CB1 and CB2. Both of them regulate normal skin function. We're talking about regulating your skin barrier. So say if you've got compromised skin barrier, sensitivity, redness, inflammation, if you've got a product that acts on those two receptors, you're going to improve your skin barrier function. So, it's not proven so much in literature at the moment, but the science is there. We know the presence of these two receptors on the skin. So if you have sensitivity and you've got inflammatory skin, then cannabinoids are really quite nice to be putting onto the skin. Also, on another topic, a lot of hair loss is caused by inflammation. And we have these receptors in our hair. So if you're losing hair, you've got an inflammatory process going on, maybe you want to use cannabis on your hair. So that's it for those 10 weird products that you can use on your skin in terms of skincare ingredients. Some work, some don't. Some I recommend, some I don't. Throughout the whole video, we've been putting on some kind of recommended products within the range if I recommend them. If you've got any weird skincare ingredients that you want me to talk about, just let me know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to click the link to subscribe as well as the bell button because we're always uploading new videos.